What up, HyperChange? We're having tea and we're talking Tesla. It is a crazy morning. The stock, well, it was up at 4:20 in the morning. I'm gonna take a screenshot right now, but it's at like 4:06 right now as I'm making this episode. Up about 2.6% today. First time it's above 400 in a long time. Now the stock is up for the full year. So this isn't even the craziest news. The stock has been running up the past 5 days, basically from 347 to over 400. Massive move out of nowhere. Last week, we were like, the stock is running, the stock keeps pushing up. What's happening? Tesla stock's moving on no news. Elon Musk himself was buying $1 billion of stock in the open market. Literally, Elon just had a billy sitting around and just started buying the stock and started moving it up. And this isn't even my theory. This is the SEC filing I'll show you, where you can see that Elon, he started buying 22,000 shares at 371. Then he was buying all throughout the day, and then as high as 396.36. And he bought $1 billion worth of stock in the open market. And this is a very interesting move that gives me at least a lot of confidence that Elon is back, fully focused on Tesla. This has been the concern of a lot of shareholders, frankly, has been ever since basically Elon hasn't been paid since 2018. He can't get control of his own company with the Delaware court package. Now and that's been in limbo, still kind of in limbo for so long, but now the Tesla board is actually trying to fix all this. So first we had them issue this letter to shareholders where they're basically saying everything we have left in our employee stock compensation plan we're giving to Elon, which was like 96 million shares. So it wasn't gonna fix his whole pay package, wasn't gonna redo it all, but that was already a nice gesture. Then we recently had to get on the proxy for the new shareholder vote in November, this $8.5 trillion package, or it's a $1 trillion pay package for Tesla, but up to an $8.5 trillion market cap, a massive new employee stock plan for Elon. So all of this is kind of bubbling up and has reinvigorated a lot of excitement with Tesla, because I think it's such an interesting and unique company, and so many people, this is the biggest example of key man of any company we've had maybe in history. Like Tesla is nothing without Elon. Like obviously they have 100,000 employees, but his leadership to pivot on a dime, to invest in crazy technologies, to be an engineer and have the foresight to disrupt all these industries and basically invent things and bring them to market, is created so much value for Tesla and makes it one of the most special companies on the world. So I personally think like owner, operator, founders, everything. That's like a pillar of HyperChange and how I understand companies. Like the greatest companies that not only make the most money for shareholders and become the largest, but have the greatest impact in the world are almost always led by their own founders and have this trifecta called the owner, operator, founder. The same person owns a huge chunk of the business, operates a huge chunk of is operating the actual day-to-day of the business, and founded the business. Like it's their baby, it's their idea. So whether this is Jensen Huang with NVIDIA, I mean, Mark Zuckerberg with Meta, Jeff Bezos with Amazon, Reed Hastings with Netflix, Larry Page with Google. The list goes on and on. So Elon Musk, getting him paid, that's my little ramble to say, getting him paid is so important. For me as a Tesla shareholder, this is like first of all, I just feel guilty that he's been working since 2018 without pay. It's like, what have we been doing? Like he built the hugest company and made us all a ton of money as shareholders. We made this deal to pay him if he made us a ton of money. And then because of the Delaware courts, we weren't able to give Elon his stock. So instead of getting 25% of the company, he's getting 12%. And that's probably a big reason why XAI was started outside of Tesla, because if Elon can't even get control and compensation for his own company when shareholders are approving it, how is he supposed to trust the system? So this has been a very real concern, unfortunately, that has nothing to do with Tesla, has nothing to do with Elon Musk, but has everything to do with the legal system meddling with the affairs of shareholders, has caused a mess. And that mess has been the biggest overhang on Tesla stock in the past year or two, which is we can't pay our number one guy. This is almost like having LeBron James on your team, but not paying him. Like you think LeBron would be playing for his team for 5 years without pay, 7 years without pay? And then it's like, well, if I was a fan of that team, it's like, oh, guys, we got to pay LeBron. He's our best guy. He's making all the points. Like, let's pay him and make sure he stays. Like, it's not that complicated. Anyway, but that is the issue at Tesla. So I think right now why the stock has been ripping and there's so much excitement is because this is finally getting solved. And for me personally, this is a huge deal. And it's actually not solved yet because there's a vote in November. So this vote has to pass. They have to pass the shareholder pay package. That might not, I think it should happen easily. I mean, the 2018 one passed twice, like 3 times. First we voted on it, then it passed, then we re-voted on it, then it passed, then we re-voted again and it passed, and they still won't let it happen. But it passed with about over 70% approval each time. So I do think there's a good chance the Elon Musk stock compensation plan gets approved. I'm just feeling the mojo and momentum. Like, it feels like Elon is kind of, the Doge, the foray into politics. He's left that in the past. He's working all in to boost GDP and try and get us out of this debt mess by actually just commercializing awesome technologies, which is a little bit sad and funny when you think about it, and maybe good for Tesla. But right now we have 2 big things on the agenda: Cybercab and Optimus. Tesla's disrupting itself, operating like a startup despite being worth $1 trillion. We need our owner, operator, founder, and leader more than ever. So even though this pay package hasn't been approved, I think the signs are boiling up to this is going to get done. Because first of all, you already have the board giving him the shares under the old employee plan, saying we're willing to do stuff to get Elon stock. Then we're re-voting on the pay package. Now, today, or last week, Elon buys $1 billion of stock in the open market. So A, he can vote because he's buying more shares, so he has more votes. It shows his confidence in the company. It's just a power move. I mean, I don't think I literally cannot remember ever a CEO buying $1 billion of stock in one day in the open market from a company ever. Like, that's got to be like a record. So, and just looking at the way the SEC filing like happened, it's like, oh, Elon was just chilling, running up this stock all afternoon. The way these buys kept happening from 371 to 396. So, long story short here, I think this is a very incredibly promising stuff is happening right now in the Tesla universe. And although Elon's 2018 pay package was not approved, and it has all this drama with the Delaware courts, I think that overlooks what it actually is and how groundbreaking it was. Because at the time, it was unprecedented for a CEO to be like, if I don't double the value of the company, I'm getting nothing. And then I'm going to 20x the value of the company and take a huge chunk along the way. It was a perfect alignment of shareholder and executive interests, something that we rarely see in corporate America and should see a lot more of. And this new pay package has been structured in a very similar way, where we have to hit milestones like Robotaxis, Optimus being delivered, all of massive EBITDA and market cap valuations for Elon Musk to actually earn his stock. So even though the Elon Musk pay package died, it actually the 2018 one, it actually kind of lives, because the 2025 one is structured just the same way. We're gonna have these huge moonshots. You need to at least double the value of the company to $2 trillion to get anything. But if you take us to $8.5 trillion, we'll give you $1 trillion worth of Tesla stock. I think that is unbelievably fair. I'm voting for it, if that wasn't already clear. And I asked Grok some of the end goals of the actual like tranches and the milestones here. It's very interesting. So the first, just to break it down a little, the first milestone is about 2 trillion, doubling from the current 1 trillion or so. Initial adjusted EBITDA is 16 billion sustained. And they're also ramping it with number of units of like FSD subs and vehicle deliveries, 12 million cumulative. So at the final tranche, 8.5 trillion, we're talking about EBITDA of 400 billion, 20 million vehicles, 10 million people on FSD, a million robots delivered, a million robotaxis operational. So for Elon Musk to get his full pay package, and you're going to hear people be like, oh, $1 trillion, Elon Musk is overpaid. It's like, honestly, $1 trillion is probably underpaying him. This pay package is probably underpaying him for the work he's about to do. I mean, 400 billion in EBIT would be justify an 8 trillion, $10 trillion company, easy. So that's a 9x from where we are today. So I think this perfectly aligns Tesla with and Elon's pay package with shareholder interest. Now, another interesting clue to this is Tesla's released its master plan part 4, which was a little bit vague, all talking about sustainable abundance. You have this awesome picture of Optimus unloading a car. And what I thought was interesting is there's way more milestones in this pay package than there was in the Tesla master plan part 4. So this is almost like Tesla master plan part 4 is this pay package itself, because it lays out, these are like the numerational goals. This is how much EBITDA, this is how many vehicles we're gonna get delivered, all those goals that Elon and Tesla have to achieve. In short, I guess my Tesla update here is we've kind of got, the tunes have changed. Where from 6 months to a year ago, it was Elon's all in on politics. He's got way bigger fish to fry than Tesla. He's trying to save the whole country. He's fixing every single thing left and right, trying to do with the government. And then every single thing he does gets spun as the worst thing ever by the media. So now people are hating Tesla and Elon, and there's protests and blah, blah, blah. And is Elon even working on Tesla? The constant stream of BS that you have to deal with as a Tesla investor is insane. So now we've kind of moved through that, and we're to the point of Elon's back focused on Tesla. We have the groundwork of, okay, Tesla's at $1 trillion. This is exactly how I'm going to get us to 8 or 10 trillion. This is exactly how many cars we're going to deliver. This is the robot product we're going to launch. Here, the Robotaxi is already working. This is how we're going to scale it to be where it needs to be to hit that valuation. So to me, it seems like we've hit the trillion. Tesla's the electric car company. Now we are reframing as Tesla's the AI robots company to 10 trillion. Very simple way to do it, but a lot behind the scenes with incentivizing Elon, locking him into that same scheme. And now I feel like all of these puzzle pieces in place for Tesla to just rip it and run and crush it. And that's not to say this is all going to be rainbows and butterflies. I mean, $400, 1.2 trillion bucks for 90 billion in revenue. It's kind of flatlining. You know, the market's giving Tesla a lot of leeway. I think we could still be in for a very volatile road. Robotaxi's launching, if there's any hiccups with that. Optimus. Whenever you have a company with so much of its value predicated on future products, any slight variation in the trajectory of those future products, commercialization or potential, can have a very massive effect on the valuation. So even though Tesla is big and seems stable, because so much of their valuation is on these future products, there could be a lot of volatility ahead. And how am I kind of framing and playing this? I mean, my Tesla stock, been a saga, you know me, shareholder since 2012. I've still got about, I want to say 85% of my original position, but I did sell about 10 to 15% of it, which was a whole thing on the channel. I felt hella bad. It's been, honestly, it's what I needed to do because I needed to pay some of my bills and stuff. And low key, I did put some money into an Elon-based company, like X. I basically put some money into XAI, or think I did, through like a secondary market. So even though it's like, oh, I sold some, it's like, basically I didn't even really sell any of Tesla because the little chunk I have sold, I put in XAI, or I think I did. But anyway, that's a whole different story. But the point being here is I'm holding my position. It's my number one stock. I'm not going to get fancy and try and sell it. I'm not doing anything with options. I'm just buying and holding and so excited and voting and making sure Elon gets his pay package, because I think, you know, brick by brick, Tesla's building the largest company in the world for sustainable abundance right in front of our eyes. And I'm trying to be a shareholder and hold on. So, and be a part of this amazing future. So there you go. Loving these new updates on Tesla. Trying to not get too excited and hyped that the stocks are 400 because that could fade. But more excited on not the movement of the stock, but Elon's conviction, Elon's commitment, the board's commitment to getting him paid. These are all the fundamental changes at Tesla that I think are going to lead to some awesome stuff. So very curious to hear what you think on this recent run-up. The tea I'm drinking today is like a old smoky pu'er from China. Honestly, really good. So also, to end the episode on a little fun fact, here's Tesla's energy business in a chart: 2.79 billion last quarter, 11 billion run rate, on fire as Tesla becomes more of an energy powerhouse. That's becoming a bigger and bigger part of sales. And they just unveiled the Megablock, which, I mean, Tesla's products are so exciting. These are like the most boring. It's like big battery. Now our new product is 4 big batteries, but a lot goes into that. And it's a huge moneymaker, and it's a key puzzle piece to the energy system, which I think is only getting more and more valuable because now you can turn energy into AI tokens, essentially, into knowledge instantly. And that conversion from energy into intelligence was a lot less efficient than it was pre-LLMs. So now, to me, as that conversion ROI goes up, the value of energy becomes even more important in this new economy where LLMs are so powerful. So the more AI can do with less energy, the more value that energy almost has. And the more Megablock is the perfect puzzle piece for Tesla to make a bunch of money capitalizing on the AI energy trend. So I love that there. And I think that could accelerate energy growth. And that's a nice little cherry on top to end the episode. So let me know if you like this Tesla, just kind of scheming on Tesla news and having tea. I'll try and make more of these. This is HyperChange. Thanks y'all for tuning in. Appreciate everyone who supports me on Patreon and X as subscribers. Shout out to y'all. If you want to support me in the channel, definitely check that out. Anyway, I'll see you next time.